There are toxic chemicals being released into the atmosphere every single day. Negatively impacts the environment. One organism that has been struggling has been fish. Large number of dead fish have been popping up at oceans. These are also known as fish die-offs, and the main causes to them are algal blooms, chemical runoffs, and low oxygen levels. By researching chemicals that are commonly released into the ecosystems, I was able to find ammonia was the most toxic chemical being released into these ecosystems. Uh, Ammonia is very soluble in water, and it is a compound of nitrogen and oxygen. This compound has 3 hydrogen atoms, and it is attached to one nitrogen atom. Ammonia comes from animal and human wastes, fertilizers. It's also in natural processes like gas exchanges into the atmosphere. Forest fires can cause it. It's also found in waterways through nitrogen cycle, runoff, and rainfall. Ammonia is an extremely toxic chemical to aquatic life. Fish kills are commonly caused by ammonia that is released into the environment. Exposure to this toxin affects their gill conditions and the growth. Ammonia can also drastically increase plant growth, called eutrophication, leading to low levels of oxygen. When the toxin enters a cell, it goes through non-ionic diffusion. The ionized form is changed to its non-ionized form to allow diffusion through the nonpolar regions. When the toxic enters the cell, it goes through a non-ionic diffusion. The ionized form is changed to its non-ionized form to allow diffusion through the nonpolar region. Excessive amounts of ammonia can cause a rise in cellular apoptosis and oxidative stress, or even inhibit cell growth. In the mitochondria, energy is produced for the cell to properly function. There is a process within the mitochondria called the oxidative phosphorylation. This process comes after the electron transport chain and the chemiosmosis step, which electrons are transferred from NADH and FADH to O2 molecules to get ATP from ADP for the cell to have energy. Once the electrons are transferred, NADH drops its high energy molecule, which would be hydrogen, in oxidation reaction, while FADH2 loses its electrons during similar oxidation reactions. Energy of the electrons is used to push proteins into the intermembrane space. The lost electrons are aided by coenzyme Q and transferred to protein complex 3 as shown in the image. Then the electrons are combined with protons and oxygen in the mitochondria for water. Without oxygen, this entire process is not possible. And if aquatic life is living in an ecosystem of low oxygen levels, the organism will die due to suffocation. When too much of ammonia gets in a cell, it leads to oxidative stress, causing the cell to lack the oxygen it needs to continue functioning, leading to cell death and organism death. Furthermore, ammonia is most commonly used and found in fertilizer, which people use to grow their plants. It's used in soil, which if runoff happens and rainfall happens, then all of that chemical is being washed into waterways and into the oceans and lakes. It is disrupting the ecosystem, which is why there have been so many fish kill scenarios.